All right, good afternoon, Country Club Hills. Effective today at 5 o'clock, the governor of the state of Illinois has announced the closing of all bars and dine-in restaurants in the state of Illinois. Pickup orders and carry-out and drive-throughs are still authorized. It is my responsibility as mayor to provide all of our residents the best possible service while this situation exists. We want to help mitigate the spread of the COVID-19 in any way we can. I want you to know that the city will have limited staff, and I'm encouraging all of our residents to pay their bills online, especially the water bills and any other bills that they can pay. We ask that they pay those online. Those that cannot access our system online can drop their bills off in the drop box at City Hall. I'm really concerned about our public safety first response teams as they minister to the city and take care of your needs. So I'm asking that if you can, stay at home, do not gather in crowds. This is what the requirements are. We want to prevent the spread of this disease as much as possible. So we're asking that you will understand that the services that we will render here at the City Hall will be a little different than what you're accustomed to. And so behind me, I have my staff, and we're going to go through a series of announcements. And if you have any questions about anything that's said here today, please contact my office. First, I have our Public Safety Director, Chief Brown.
Thank you, sir. In collaboration with the governor of the state of Illinois, Cook County, and the office of the mayor, we move swiftly to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. The city's public health and emergency response personnel are taking every proactive measure possible at this time to ensure the safety of our residents. They are keeping up with the evolving situation. The mayor is committed to full transparency on the efforts of our personnel on the front line. Just a couple of notes on COVID-19. The risk to the public can be formidable if you do not follow the simple points of information and direction we provide. How is it transmitted? COVID-19 most commonly spreads from an infected person to others through the air, by coughing and sneezing, close contact such as touching and shaking hands, touching an object or surface with the virus on it, then touching your mouth, ear, or nose. What are the symptoms? Mild to severe respiratory illness with fever, cough, shortness of breath, and difficulty breathing. How do you reduce the risk? By washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with an unwashed hand, avoid close contact with people who are sick, stay at home when you're sick, cover your mouth or nose in a flexed elbow or tissue, clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. And then we encourage you all to be vigilant about the best public health practices under the current situation. It is also critical that we emphasize that COVID-19 isn't specific to any one ethnicity, nationality, or population. Nothing fuels hysteria faster than fear. The mayor reminds us that we'll be keeping you informed on the situations as they evolve. And one other note before I stop, Because of this COVID-19 breakout, our school districts have altered their schedules and closed the schools to protect the students and staffs. The schools will provide meals for students. The meals will be breakfast and lunch. Anyone under the age of 18 can pick up the meals on the listed dates and times that will be posted on our website. I yield to the fire chief.
Thank you. Thanks, Public Safety Director Brown. From the fire department, we take the safety of our residents, guests, and our first responders with the highest level of concern during this pandemic that we're dealing with as a nation. Public Safety Director Brown emphasized the proper hygiene and the way to avoid the spread of this. We're standing by both national and local recommendations to stay inside. If you're ill and need an ambulance, by all means call us. When you see the paramedics or the firefighters arrive, you're probably going to notice a little bit of extra PPE, this protective equipment. You may be asked to even walk to the door if you're mobile to keep the safety to you and your family and the first responders from the transmission of this disease. Again, we're just asking everybody to, by all means, call 911 if you're ill. If you have any questions, you could call the fire station, your local health provider. And that's all I have at this time. I'll turn over to Assistant Chief Hollinger if she has anything.
Thank you. I would just encourage people to also look at credible sources of information. That would be the CDC, Center of Disease Control, IDPH, Illinois Department of Public Health, or WHO, which is the World Health Organization. Those will give you the most up-to-date and current facts regarding COVID-19. Chief Galvin, Police Chief.
Thank you very much. Throughout these difficult times, our main concern is the safety of not only public safety personnel, but also the residents of this fine community. With that being said, there's a couple of adjustments to our enforcement actions. We will continue to provide effective law enforcement service to this community. One of the changes, a directive I put out today, was we're going to limit self-initiated activity by all officers. Reason being is to limit the transfer of any possible contaminants, so on and so forth, between officers and the public. Another directive that we put out today was the actual, any non-emergency situations or calls for service, such as delayed forgeries, delayed identity thefts, will be handled over the telephone. The residents will continue to call as they do. Our officers will assess the situation and the details of the call. And if need be, if it's not an in-progress call, they will make a phone call to the RP or victim and do the report over the telephone. Another major thing that we're implementing now is our personal protective equipment, and I will let our deputy chief speak further on that. But again, it's a main concern of ours to protect our personnel as well as the residents that we serve. So without further ado, Deputy Chief Richmond.
Good evening, all. Just like the chief said, Chief Galvin said, we're ordering equipment from the Cook County Emergency Management System. We're ordering hazmat suits, gloves, sanitizer, spray, anything that we can do to protect our officers and the public as well. Also, we have our station sanitized and clean. We're looking for reputable companies that are doing that, and also our squad cars as well. So we are trying to stay prepared for this COVID virus, so our officers will be ready for it and stay healthy as well.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Jerry Townsend. I am Director of Public Works. And first, I want to assure you that as far as the water supply, there are no issues with water, mainly because we do disinfect our water with chlorine. The department itself, right now, we are limiting our operations to field work. As far as any kind of water-related appointments, we're putting those on hold for the next 2 weeks, where it'll be evaluated again as to what the situation is. But we are responding to emergencies. You can always call City Hall or the Public Works Department if you have any questions, issues, or concerns. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Excuse me, my name is Aaron Jones. I represent the building department. And as the mayor mentioned, we would have restaurant and bars to follow the state mandated requirements that they should be closed. Restaurants will be limited to only takeout services. Most restaurants we will require curb service only. Event halls and banquet halls will be also closed. Now, when it comes to our staffing, we will have staff on hand, but we will be limiting services as far as inspections are concerned. They will be dealt by case basis. If the house is vacant, we will come in and do an inspection, but occupied homes, we will follow the directions of the state until further notice. Any emergency situations or concerns, we are available through City Hall's phone and website. And any concerns, we will take them immediately. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Country Club Hills residents of Country Club Hills. Dwan Ross, I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Country Club Hills. And effective today, we are shutting down operations on our youth recreational programs and opportunities, as well as our adult and our senior programs and opportunities. As you can imagine, with the amount of traffic that we have with people congregating for programs and activities, that we would have a lot of people in close proximity. So out of the concern for the safety of our staff and our patrons and our guests, we are closing those opportunities down for the next 2 weeks while we work to ensure that our facilities have been cleaned properly and all of our equipment has been cleaned properly. And we can make sure that we ensure that, you know, those that are using the facilities can do so safely. So for the next 2 weeks, we will be down. Now, if you have questions on any of our programs and opportunities, feel free to reach us at 708-798-8497. We will be checking the messages during this time, can get back with you, but our facilities will be shut down for at least the next 2 weeks. Thank you.
All right, thank you to the staff. As you can see, we're doing everything we can to mitigate this COVID-19, and we want to make sure that our residents are safe, our first responders are safe, our staff also. And so we're asking the public, the residents of Country Club Hills, to please work with us, be patient, and if you are kind enough to do that, we'll be able to make it through.